We are battered. We are bruised. But hell, last time I checked, I didn't hear no bell. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Booney, one name, all passion. Thanks for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm Bay Area raised, and I've been riding the A's roller coaster since '81. Look, this isn't just another A's podcast. This is the go-to spot for real talk, real analysis, and real coverage of everything A's. Yes, the A's have lost 9 straight, but before you throw in the towel, let's take a breath. It's rough, no doubt. But if you want honest takes, deep dives, and a pulse on everything happening from Sacramento to Vegas, we got you covered. Locked On A's is free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and let's ride this out together. Before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you in part by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. What's up, guys? Well, yes, the A's have hit rock bottom. 9 straight losses. Morale is in the gutter, and a fan base, whatever is left of it, is up to here with the mediocrity. This team can't hit with runners on. The bullpen's coughing up leads like it's a charity drive, and the rotation's barely holding together with duct tape. But in the middle of all this mess, we just called up Denzel Clarke and Logan Davidson from AAA. You all have heard of Denzel Clarke, the freak athlete, 70 grade speed. He robbed a home run in spring training in Vegas in their spring training game against the D-backs. Raw power, the kind of upside that makes scouts drool. What kind of move does this signal along with Logan Davidson? Is this a rebuild? Is this a reset? Or is this more of a shakeup? Maybe a reboot of energy, identity, and maybe purpose, right? We'll break down what Denzel Clarke has done. Is it the right move? Will he be able to contribute? Along with Logan Davidson. What do the A's need to do right now to stop the bleeding, right? It's going pretty nutty. Do we ride the youth movement with guys like Davidson, with guys like Denzel? Do we call up Muncy? Give a guy like Luis Morales a shot? Do we go all young, or are we all simply overreacting? Do we start moving vets? Is this the spark of bringing up new kids, the young guys, something we need to light up this clubhouse? Or are we just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic? Either way, it's time for Mark Kotsay and David Forst to pick a direction. And each time I look at one of the press conference, I have a hard time seeing where their heart is. Because 9 in a row isn't bad luck anymore, guys. It's a statement. And the front office better start answering back. And I'm not sure they have with their recent move. Bill, long time, man. I miss you, brother. Can you pitch Bill, Booney, can you pitch in the 7th, 8th and get to Miller time? So let's talk about yesterday's pull of Severino. I assume that's what you're referring to, right? Was it too soon? Let's break it down. First of all, Bill, I don't like how baseball has become a bullpen game. It seems like once the starting pitcher goes between 90 and 100 pitches, and if it's 6 innings, He's coming out, right? I don't like that. And I didn't like it in a scenario like yesterday where the game was so urgent. With that being said, now it's easy to second guess, right? Given you could make the decision on two folds, Bill. You could make the decision based on, hey, we've lost 9 in a row. Let our $20 million guy go another inning. Let's get to Miller in the 8th. Hopefully they put him in the 8th. Who knows? Or the other thing is, like, listen, he's around 100 pitches. He got hit hard in that 6th inning. You got to remember, he got 2 strikeouts. He allowed 3 hits, I believe. Oh, no, excuse me. 2 hits. And everything that was hit off him, 1 ball was over 100. I think 2 was over 95. He was getting hit hard. He went to Grant Holman. Grant Holman's been lights out this year. It was his first bad outing. It's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know. I think that's one of those situations you talk to Severino, say, hey, you're our guy. You're our horse. You want to go another inning? It's on you. I don't know if Kotsay did that. Bill. But as far as me pitching, I don't really fit into baseball these days. I'm more of a finesse guy. Baseball's turned into a real power game, right? So the whole series has been a gut punch. You got to give a lot of credit to the Angels as well, though. But if you listen to me back in for a while now, if you remember, it was Easter Sunday, was it? And we played the Milwaukee Brewers and we got blown out. And I said, things are going to get worse before it gets better. We are here. I call the chemistry issue. So, Bill, I mean, the bottom line, guys, it doesn't matter who we call up. It doesn't matter who we bring up. It doesn't matter what decisions we make. If we don't have chemistry, if we don't have togetherness, if we don't have heart, nothing else matters. This is a leadership thing. If our pitching coach is going to come out in interviews and enable the excuses that a starting pitcher can't go to a clubhouse and sit down between innings, he is the problem. I hated when Emerson did that the other day. The situation with regard to the ballpark is not ideal, guys. But what we do for our living and how we put food on the table and go to work every single day is not ideal. But we have to get it done. And no one's feeling sorry for us, and no one's enabling us. Is it different because they're professional athletes? No, they have a job to do. The Angels could care less where they played yesterday. It's our attitude, man. I mean, if we want to make excuses all day long, we could have an all-star lineup, and it won't matter. The decisions we make could be perfect. It won't matter. If our attitude as an organization continues with excuses that is about losing, it doesn't matter who you have playing for you. Our attitude and our chemistry has been a problem since the beginning of the year. When did I first start talking about this? You know when I first started talking about this? The Sunday against Seattle, when Blade and Butler almost collided and there was no communication. In Milwaukee, in Chicago, when simple pop flies are not being called off on, things you learn in spring training at the beginning of the season. That is a huge issue. It's a chemistry issue. Then maybe it's time to move on from Kotsay. Bill, if he wasn't under contract or signed an extension, if I'm in that position to make the decision, I give it till the All-Star break. And if things haven't improved with regard to communication, with regard to chemistry, yeah, I move on from Kotsay. But with that being said, he just signed an extension. It's not happening. And does that get me? It is what it is, right, Bill? Yeah, I would, but it's not happening, and that's the bottom line. I'm going to take a quick break, guys, and once I come back, we're going to cover these 11 games. We're going to talk about Denzel Clarke. Is it as bad as we are making? Well, let's first hear from Monarch Money to find out. Ever open your banking app and think, wait, who stole all my money? You scroll through the charges. $17 for a fancy coffee, $42 for late night tacos, $68 on wait. Did I really order 3 pairs of the same sweatpants? Yeah, it happens fast. That's why you need Monarch Money, your very own CFO who doesn't wear a suit or judge your midnight Amazon splurges. It gives you a full 360-degree view of your finances so you can stop wondering where your money went and start telling it where to go. But here's the kicker. Monarch isn't just another budgeting app. This is your personal financial command center. Track all your accounts, investments, and every last impulse buy in one place. It's like mission control, but for your wallet. Personal examples? Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I started using Monarch, I found out I was spending more on food delivery than groceries. I basically had a second rent going to tacos. Now I budget smarter, eat better, and save more without giving up the occasional treat. And instead of hopping between 6 different apps just to check my balance or investments, Monarch brings it all together. Bank accounts, credit cards, retirement goals, even that one account you always forget the password to. Got a partner? Monarch makes money talks way less awkward. You can track joint expenses and keep personal stuff private. No more side eyes over mystery charges or accidental sneaker purchases. So if you are ready to stop winging it and actually take control of your finances, Monarch Money is where you start. And right now, you get 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. That's monarchmoney.com. Code Locked On MLB, half off your first year. Monarch Money, finally, a budget that actually makes you feel rich. All right, guys, let's break down these 9 games and see where it actually started, right? So this goes to game 2 of the series against the Dodgers. We win the first game. We're feeling ourselves. We're feeling really, really good. Game 2, if you remember, Tyler Soderstrom, early bomb. We have a lead. Gunnar Hoglund on the hill. Didn't pitch bad. 5 1/3 innings. 7 hits, 4 runs. Then that was one of the meltdowns by the bullpen. Tyler Ferguson, an inning pitched. 5 earned. 3 hits, 2 walks. We get blown out in game 2. Fine, no problem. Game 3, that was Osvaldo Bido's absolute breakdown. He gets absolutely shelled in game 2. We go to San Francisco, game 1. You guys remember game 1? I sure do. We get hit hard. JP Sears on the hill, who's been so good for us. 6 hits, 4 runs. We get absolutely drilled in game 1 against San Francisco. That's fine. No problem. It's a blowout. San Francisco was a good team. That's 3 in a row. Game 2. Remember game 2? I sure do. 1-0, right? Mason Miller walks in the run. We walk. Mike Yastrzemski was 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs to face Wilmer Flores. And Wilmer Flores, what'd he do in game 1 of that series? 3 bombs, 8 RBIs. That's the guy we walk to get to. Mason Miller walks him. We lose 1-0. Hurts. Oh, game 3. We have a lead late into the 8th inning. Tyler Ferguson this time gives it up. 2/3 of an inning. 3 hits, 2 runs. Jeffrey Springs on the hill was magical. Retired 20 straight batters after a leadoff bomb by Elliot Ramos. Ferguson gives it up late. So we basically, let's look at the games, guys. We faced the Dodgers in game 2. Toss up. Dodgers better team. They took 2 of 3. That's fine. I think that's a good series. You lose 2 of 3 in LA. That's a positive series. Game 1, we get blasted. Sears, unlikely outing. It happens. Game 2, toss-up. We didn't hit. 0. We didn't hit. The final score was 1-0. We were living runners on all over the place. Game 3 of that series. Bullpen gave it up late. All right. Then all of a sudden, the meltdown against the Angels. Game 1, Ginn, 6 hits, 4 runs. We lose that game. Fairly a tight game, 5-2, I believe. 5-3 in that game. Didn't hit again. Wilson, 2 of 3. Soderstrom, 1 of 4. Blade, 1 of 3. Curts, 0 of 4, etc. Game 2 of the series. So that's we're at right. How many right now? 6 in a row, right? Hoagland is absolutely mowing them down. And then he gets to the 5th inning. And if you remember the at-bat, Luis Renfroe, bottom of the lineup, 9th hitter, and I apologize if I didn't pronounce his name correctly. Here was the at-bat that won the game. Like I said, Hoagland cruising along, top of the 5th, leadoff hitter, bottom of the lineup. He has a 13-pitch at-bat. 13-pitch at-bat, and lines a single to right field. That's what did it. Sure, we go on to have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Moncada hits up and hits a ball that still hasn't landed to give the Angels a 5-4 lead. Kotsay puts Maldonado in the 8th in a 1-run game. I don't know why. I didn't like the Maldonado decision to go to him. I didn't like him getting called up at the beginning, to be honest. Maldonado got shelled in spring training, didn't have a lot of outings. He's been actually pretty lights out in Vegas, so I understand why he got called up. But in a game like that, I don't know. To me, the problem I have with Kotsay and how this team is managed is we still keep managing and playing for tomorrow. We constantly are trying to save bullets and save guys for tomorrow. You constantly hear Kotsay say, after like game 1 of this series against the Rangers, I think it was the Mariners. He felt good. It was a loss. It was a win against the Mariners, but he was in there as like, hey, we really got to their bullpen. They had to work a lot. It's going to hurt them through the rest of the series. So you can see how the front office mind works. They're thinking about game 2, game 3 of a series instead of thinking about just winning game 1 of the series. And that's the issue I have with how this team is managed. And we've heard that from David Forst and Kotsay with regard to how they've used Mason Miller. We had an opportunity to use Mason Miller at home against the Yankees and the Mariners, and we chose to quote-unquote save him. How long has it been since we've used Mason Miller now? I'll tell you, it's last Saturday when he walked Wilmer Flores and the Giants won 1-0. That's the last time we've used Mason Miller. And that's the issue I have with how the team is being managed. Bamboo, man, it was a 180 from a few weeks ago. Sheesh, hopefully this is only dog days and they figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I think Bamboo, I think there's a lot to that. Yeah, we were feeling pretty darn good about ourselves after that Dodger win, weren't we? And it's gone in the opposite direction. And that's been the problem. Again, you go to game 3 of the series, same type of deal. JP Sears gets hit again, 8 hits, 6 runs. And we lose that one. Game 4, we give up a late lead with Taylor Ward hitting a grand slam. Bullpen again blows it for us in game 3. Otanya's was bad. Matt Crook, not the best. And they just blew it out late, man. They blew it out late, and they wrapped it up late. I still believe in this team, guys. I still believe in this team. I know this team is good. But Personnel-wise, roster-wise, I wouldn't rather have anybody else. I didn't see the heart thing coming, guys. I didn't see the competitive thing coming. I didn't see the unprofessionalism coming. I didn't see any of that coming. I didn't see the issue with togetherness, chemistry, liking one another. I didn't see the ballpark being this much of an issue, not as far as playing, as far as attitude. I didn't see a team that is this weak mentally. When I come back, let's talk a little bit about going forward. I want to talk a little bit about Denzel Clarke and the recent call-ups they've made. It's going to be a quick break, like 2 seconds. I don't lie to you guys. You know what I love about Nick Curts? I'll tell you what I love about Nick Curts. What I love about Nick Curts is the passion and how he was the one that was trying to pump up everybody to get everybody back in the game in his 2-home run game on I've even lost track of the days. Was it yesterday, 2 days ago? That's what. When did Hurts hit that? Yeah, on Tuesday. Excuse me, on Wednesday. I apologize. On Wednesday, when Curts hit the 2 bombs, how he was coming in, trying to get everyone back in the game. The only 2 guys with any type of passion or heart right now is Jacob Wilson and Nick Curts. I liked Brett Rooker's approach at the plate yesterday. Something ticked. Something got going. He was a lot more patient at the plate. He looked like the superstar he is. Not because he was successful. His attitude totally changed at the plate. Bamboo, I still believe they are better and still counting on a second surge. I mean, I think the surge needs to start now. We're only 50 games in. We're only 7 games out of the division. We're only 6 games out of a wild card. Yeah, this is a brutal stretch, guys. There's no question about it. And we've given a lot of these games away. But there's no time to throw in the towel. Let's talk about Denzel Clarke, the next coming. What do I think about the call-up? Denzel Clarke is a Gold Glove defensive player in MLB now. Offensively, he is a below average AAA offensive player. Okay? Here's his stats in AAA right now. He was hurt for some of the year, right? You got to remember that. 31 games, 105 at-bats, 25 runs, 30 hits, 286, 855 OPS, 7 stolen bases. He struck out 29 times. That's a lot. Our best player right now in AAA as far as outfielders is Drew Avens. It's not Colby Thomas. It's not Denzel Clarke. It's Drew Avens. Okay. That's the guy right now. Drew Avens right now, 330, 14 stolen bases, 4 homers, 34 RBIs, 45 games, 176 at bats. The kid's 28 years old. He's a little bit older. He's the stud. He's a player. He's our best player in AAA right now, if you want to know. It's not Colby Thomas. It's not Denzel Clarke. It's not anybody else. You guys, it's not Henry Bolte in AA. Drew Avens is our best player. And the only reason they made the Denzel Clarke call up, because roster-wise, it made sense. He was placed on the 40-man beginning, so they didn't have to waive anybody and that sort of thing. Logan Davidson's the other call-up they made. He's a former first-round pick. Logan Davidson was tearing it up. I don't know why the A's constantly call up these guys when they're in a huge slump, and that's what Davidson is right now. It's like 2 for his last. No, he's not. He's I want to say 5 for his last 27 at the plate, struggling. Switch hitter, can play a little bit of everywhere. A lot of power, strikes out a ton. Here's his numbers right now. Logan Davidson, 41 games, 145 at-bats, 2 homers, 10 doubles, a triple, 38 walks, 58 Ks, hitting 303. But for most of the year, he was around 340, 345. Like I said, he's been on an insane slump as of late. And again, just to piggyback on my Drew Avens comment, Drew Avens tore it up in spring training as well. So if you guys are wondering who our next best player is in AAA, the guy you never heard of because the guy that doesn't have a ranking by his name is Drew Avens. It's not a question. He leads off practically every day for the Aviators. He is their MVP right now. He is their best player in AAA. It's Drew Avens. Drew Avens is the best minor league player in the system. I'm not talking about prospect. I'm not talking about who could they be. I'm talking about who the player is right now. Player for player, who the best player is in the AAA farm system is Drew Avens. There's no question about it. Next up after that is Willie McIver. You probably haven't heard of either, which is why media and people covering the team really do this team a disservice, and the kids that deserve some attention. They don't do them right. I don't think they do their work either with regard to covering him either. I could go on how I really feel, but I won't. So pitching wise, there's not a lot down there. There's not a lot down there. We just called up Jacob Lopez. I believe he's going on the bump tomorrow to replace JT Ginn. He's looked good. I'm excited to see how Jacob Lopez pitches against the Phillies. He was okay, actually. He had one start this year in Texas. He got hit hard. He walked a lot, right? That was his big issue in that outing. So, we'll see how it goes for Lopez. Going forward, fellas, I mean, going forward, it's tough, man. It's tough because, like I said, I believe in this team. I think we are beyond talented. I think we can still come back and win this whole thing. I really do. I like our rotation. I like Severino. I like Springs. I like Sears. I like Hoagland. I like Ginn. I like how it's shaped up. I like the bottom four in our leverage guys in our bullpen. I like Miller. I like Ferguson. I like Holman. We don't use Hogan Harris a lot for whatever reason that is. He's our lone lefty in there. I mean, we barely use him. We just got Otani's back up. He's had a few outings. He hasn't looked the best. I like Spence in long relief. Offensively, not a lot I'm changing, right? I like Langoliers, Curts, Urias, Wilson. Andahar has been a huge surprise for me at third base defensively. And obviously we know what he can do in offensively. Tyler Soderstrom. I love him in left. I like Blade in center. I like Rooker or Butler in right. But until we start embracing one another, until we toughen up, until the coaches, the staff hold these players accountable, I don't care who you have on your team, you're not going to win. That's what's been the most frustrating part about this losing streak. Isn't the 9 games, is how the coaches, the staff, the players, how this attitude has been tolerated, how it has been accepted, how excuse after excuse falls. I have never seen a team this soft. And the only way a team can come together, a team can get tougher, is by getting their ass kicked day in and day out. So yes, in the whole, when you look at the big picture, believe it or not, guys, this 9-game losing streak is a good thing. And you know what? It might be 12 after this weekend. It might. It might be 12 after this weekend. And until this team figures out if you are going to get your ass kicked day in and day out, and it doesn't toughen you up, we didn't have the right guys to begin with. It's time for a shakeup. At least we know that sooner than later. But right now, we need to be a tougher team, and we're not. We're soft as Charmin. We're going to find out exactly who we are when the best team in the National League comes to Sutter Health tonight. Can we prolong that over 3 games? I hope these guys are looking at themselves in the mirror, because this is gut check time. This is soul check time. This is who you are as a person time. So it's time to nut up. It's time to gut up. But yeah, until we get there, I'd rather lose a quick death and rebuild now, losing 15 in a row, so forth. He's going to be there defensively, Gravity. I don't think he's going to bring much offensively. I was saying earlier, Gravity, the best player in our minor league system is Drew Avens. He's 10 times the player Denzel Clarke is. It's not even close. Now, is Denzel Clarke, with that being said, Denzel Clarke's, 24 years old, Drew Avens 28. But for player right now, Drew Avens is a way better. Drew Avens is our best player in all of in our whole minor league system, without a doubt. It's not close. Hey, Jeremiah, man, absolutely, brother. Hey, Marlins' second favorite team. Too much talent to be losing like this, even versus the top teams. Yeah, Jesus, I agree. Talent doesn't matter if we have a team with no chemistry and doesn't care for each other. I don't care how much talent you have. So yes, I agree with you 100%. But if we have the best players, the same thing will be happening. We've seen a lot of great teams lose. We got to have some heart. If Denzel can play great center field and bat ninth and steal a couple of bases, I'll be thrilled. Got to get on base and steal some bases. And he hasn't even looked that great on the bases in AAA. He snagged 7. He sacked 7 so far in 105 in 31 games. Drew Avens, 14 and 45. Yeah. Denzel, though, yeah, different level defensively. Yeah, different level defensively. No question. No question. We'll see what happens, guys. We're gonna know soon enough, man. I had the Locked On crossover episode with the Phillies yesterday. I'm not sure if you saw it. And my prediction was, if we can beat Zach Wheeler tonight, I feel tonight's going to be just a old-fashioned playoff game feel, 2-1, 1-0, 3-2 type of game, pitcher's duel. And if we could somehow beat Zach Wheeler tonight, I think the momentum's going to shift. I think we'll sweep the Phillies. But if the Phillies get us tonight, I think they're going to sweep us. I think it's going to be 12 in a row at the end of Sunday. It's going to happen one way or the other. Bottom line, guys, we got to find some heart, man. This is all within us, man. It started early in spring training with the complaining about the minor league ballpark and where we played at and all that good stuff, man. So, and like I said, coaches are enabling it. At the end of the day, you got to toughen up. At the end of the day, you got to be a professional. At the end of the day, things are not going to be perfect. And in all our jobs, right? And whatever we do, there's going to be things that we don't like. No one cares. Do it. I tell you what, man, the Angels, something you didn't know about the Angels haven't had a 500 record in over a decade. You know what that team looked like to me in LA and in Sacramento for the past 7 days? It looked like a team that was getting tired of getting their ass kicked. Because that team was a freaking tough team, man. That team was a tough team. That was the biggest impression I got from the Angels, was they were just tough at bats. Like I said, we looked to that one game when Gunnar Hoglund, was it game 2, gave up the 3-run bomb to Moncada. the leadoff hitter of that inning, Luis Renfroe, excuse me if I mispronounced it, the 9 hitter, had a 13 pitch at bat, lined a single to left, which led to the 3-run bomb. That won the game for the Angels. The little things, toughness. And yeah, we got to get tougher. We just got to get tougher. Like I said, I don't care. Are you saying Mark Kotsay is soft? I'm not saying Mark Kotsay is soft. I am saying our team as a whole, 26 players, are as soft as Charmin. And coaches and managers at whatever you do in whatever industry it may be has a responsibility to hold those responsible, to have some sort of accountability, to call them out on it. Mark Kotsay was one of the toughest players to ever play back in his day. He is arguably the greatest college baseball player ever to play baseball. He's in the discussion. There's no doubt about it. He had 16 years he played in the MLB. The guy was a fireball. He was fire, man. And not one player is even as close to Mark Kotsay as when he was a player. As a manager, I don't know, guys. It goes to a kind of a different conversation where with the money they're making, are we allowing this? Are we trying to communicate differently? Maybe. So, no, I'm not saying Mark Kotsay is soft. I'm saying this team is soft. And I am saying that he is allowing it, which is part of the problem. However you want to take that. But yeah, everybody. I mean, the only tough guys on our team, believe it or not, is the kids. Curts, Wilson. Only tough guys. The only tough guys. So, yeah. That's all I got, guys. If you have any other questions, comments, shoot them over. Other than that, we'll see. We'll know real fast where this team stands, who they are, what kind of guts they have tonight. And Severino is tough. Jesus. Yeah, he is tough. I would have. I don't know about that, Severino. I don't know about that. Actually, I take that back. No, he isn't tough. No, he's not. He's tough on the field. He's a competitor. Sure. He's come out in the press. He's talked about complaining about playing in a minor league park. He's talked about complaining about not being able to where he goes normally in a bullpen. Between innings as he would in a major league ballpark. He's come out publicly and said that. He ain't tough. What's tough about that, Jesus? He ain't tough at all. He's soft. Same thing. He's part of it. He's a competitor. He's a bulldog. Yeah. He's tough on the field. Absolutely. But is he tough as a teammate? No. He's a talented, tough pitcher. He ain't tough. No, he's not. Tough is not bringing that up. Tough is bringing a team together and saying and holding those around you accountable. When's he show up, Jesus? When's he show up, pal? He has an ERA over 6 at home. Yeah, he had a good outing yesterday. Come on, man. Give me a break. A's win 4-3 tonight. I hope so. I think it's going to be that type of game. Easy to show up, Jesus. It's easy to show up. It's not easy to hold those accountable around you. Has he talked to Butler? Has he gotten in his face for the comments he's made? No, he hasn't. He ain't a tough guy. He's like everybody else. There's nothing tough about him. There's nothing tough about him. He's a competitor. Fuck, I hope for $20 million a year, you better compete. Absolutely. He's gotten shelled at home. And yeah, he had a good outing yesterday. 6 innings, 1 run, but he ain't tough. No. This is from top to bottom. And the only guys that I see in, day out that show up and don't complain and play with it with heart and play with everything they got is guys like a Nick Curts, guys like a Jacob Wilson. So, we'll see what happens, fellas. We'll see what happens. You made the right call by making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. Championship mindset, elite taste. Now, for your second listen, it's time to hit the big stage with Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. It's like the MLB version of Red Zone, except instead of touchdowns, you're getting bombs, bat flips, and bullpen meltdowns from across the league. You will get local experts breaking it all down with that home team edge, but on a national scale. No fluff, no filler, just real talk from people who actually watch the games. So after you roll with us, level up with Locked On MLB Game Night. Find it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Baseball never sleeps. Why should your podcast queue?